means when x equals 10. So add 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and add 4 from 22. 22 plus 4 equals 26. 26 plus 4 equals 30. 30 plus 4 equals 34. 34 plus 4 equals 38. And 38 plus 4 equals 42. So the answer is C. Next question. Question 2 of 3 times a plus 2b minus c equals 12. What is the value of a plus 2b in terms of c? Okay, we have 3 times a plus 2b minus c equals 12. We divided both sides by 3. So we have a plus 2b minus c equals 4. Add c for both sides. So we have a plus 2b cancel equals 4 plus c. So the answer is 4 plus c, which is C. Question 3. If 8 power n times 4 power 2 equals 2 power 10, what is the value of n? We know that 2 power 2 equals 4, 2 power 3 equals 8. So we can write 8 in this form. So it will be 2 power 3 n plus 3 times 2 power 2 whole squared equals 2 power 10. Multiply. So we have 2 power 3n times 2 power 4 equals 2 power 10. The same basis. So we add the powers because we have a multiplication sign. So it will be 3n plus 4 equals 2 power 10. Base equal base, so power equals power. So we have 3n plus 4 equals 10. It means 3n equals 6 divided both sides by 3. So we have n equals 2. So the answer is B. Question 5. For what value of n is the absolute value of n plus 4 plus 1 less than 0? Okay, we have the absolute value of n plus 4 plus 1 less than 0 and negative 1 for both sides. So we have the absolute value of n plus 4 less than negative 1. And we don't have an absolute value less than negative 1, so the answer is D. Question 6. The equation of the graph of line L in the xy plane above is y equals mx plus 6, where m is a constant and the line passes through a point 3 and 2. What is the value of m? As the line passes through the point, so it satisfies its equation. We have y equals mx plus 6. We have a point 3 and 2 plus this point. So we have this is x and this is y. So we have 2 equals 3m plus 6. Okay, so 3m equals negative 4 divided both sides by 3. So m equals negative 4 over 3, which is B. Next question, question 7. In Mrs. 3 class, the number of boys is more than twice the number of girls. There are at least 7 girls and there are no more than 15 boys. How many students are in the class? Okay, we have boys denoted by B and girls denoted by G. And we have the boys, the number of girls, the number of boys is more than twice the number of girls. Okay, so we have the girls at least 7, it means G maybe equals 7 or 8, 9, 10 or and so on. Also the boys, maybe 15, 14, 13, 12, and so on. Okay, if we check 7 and 15. So 2 times 7 equals 14. And we have the number of boys equals 15, satisfy the equality. So the answer is 7 plus 15. 7 girls and 15 boys, their sum equals 22. So the answer is D. Next question, question 8. We have a histogram. The graph above shows that the score of 20 students based on the histogram above. What is the average arithmetic mean score of this test? You know that the average or the arithmetic mean equals their sum over their number. Okay? Their sum, it means 2 times 30, which equals 60, plus 4 times 70, which equals 280. 6 times 100 equals 600, and 5 times 80 equals 400, plus 3 times 40 equals 120, over the total number of students, which equals 20. Okay, using calculator. Using calculator, it will be 73. So the answer is B. Okay, we have h of t equals negative 16t squared plus 128t plus 320. We have a science class determined that the motion of a pole launched from the top of a 10-story building could be decreased by the function above, where t represents the time and the pole is in the air second, and h is the height. Okay, what is the number of seconds it takes for the ball to reach the break? To reach the break, it means we have a vertex. Okay, this is a parallel and we have a vertex. You know that the coordinates of the vertex, negative b over 2a, and f of negative b over 2a. Okay? To reach the b, it means we will find the x coordinate of the vertex. So we will find negative b over 2a. Know that b is the coefficient of t, it means negative 128 over 2 times a, which 2 times negative 16. Cancel, negative with negative, divided 2 equals 1, divided 2 equals 64. 64 divided 16 equals 4, so the answer is B. Okay. At what time will the pole hit the ground? Hitting the ground, it means the height equals 0. So the function, the previous one, equals 0. It means negative 16t squared plus 128t plus 320 equals 0. You can use the calculator, mode 5, 3 to find the values of t, or you can use factoring. Sorry. Multiply with the equation times negative 1, so it will be 16t squared minus 128t minus 320 equals 0, divided by 16, so it will be t squared minus 128 divided 16 equals 20. Okay, now equals 8. T minus 20 equals 0. Factoring t and t, two numbers, their product equals 20 and the difference between them equals 8, so it will be 2 and 10, negative positive. So t plus 2 equals 0, or t minus 10 equals 0. So t equals -2 and t equals 10, and this is the answer, which is C. Next one. The perimeter of a rectangle is 54 centimeters. The length is 2 centimeters more than its width. What is the area of the rectangle? We have a rectangle without BW and the length be W plus 2. This is from the given. And we have a perimeter. You know that the perimeter of the rectangle equals length plus width all times 2, which equals 54. Okay, divided 2 for both sides. And we have L equals to W plus W. 54 divided 2 equals 27. So W plus W equals 2W, which equals 25 divided by 2. So W equals 12.5. So we can find the length. It will be 12.5 plus 2, which equals 14.5. So to find the area equals length times width. So it will be 12.5 times 14.5, which equals 181.25. So the answer is A. The question 12. We have 3x minus y is greater than 0 and 2x plus y is greater than 1. Which of the following is not a solution for the system of inequalities above? Okay, let me check 3 and 0, and 3 and 0 for x and y. So it will be 3 times 3 equals 9, 9 minus 0 equals 9, which is greater than 0, okay. And 2 times 3 equals 6, 6 plus 3 is greater than 1, okay. So this is not the right answer, okay. Okay, plug in 0 and negative 3, so it will be 3 times 0 equals 0, minus minus, it means plus 3, which is greater than 0, okay? Substitute in the second one, so it will be 2 times 0 equals 0, 0 minus 3 is greater than 1, which is wrong, so this is the answer, which is C, okay? Question 13. The table above shows the point x and y represented on a straight line. If the point 16 and m lies on the same line, what is the value of m? Okay, this is a straight line, so we have a constant slope for each 2 points. Okay, let this is x1 and this is x2. This is y1. This 17 y2. You know that the slope equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So it will be 17 minus 14 over x2, which equals k plus 2, minus x1, which equals k, cancel. So it will be 17 minus 14 equals 3 over 2. So we have the slope equals 3 over 2. Okay? You know that from the equation of the straight line, y equals mx plus b, and m is the slope. So y equals 3 over 2 x plus b. You know that this is the y-intercept. We have the y-intercept, x equals 0, so the y-intercept equals 2. So this is the equation of the straight line. Okay, and we want to find the value of m. This is x and y, plug in x. So y equals 3 over 2 times 16 plus 2. Divided 2 equals 1, divided 2 equals 8. So 3 times 8 equals 24, plus 2 equals 26. So the answer is 8. Next question. James spent 3 over 4 of his allowance on a music CD. He spent 2 over 3 of what was left on a hamburger, if this left him $P, which of the following was his allowance in dollars? Okay, we want to find his allowance in dollars. Suppose it X. So the left from 3/4 equals 1/4. And the money left from 2/3 is a third. Equals P. Okay, so it will be 1/3 times 4 equals 12. X equals P times 12 for both sides, so X equals 12P. So the answer is 8, yes. Next question. Question 15. Radioactive decay is an exponential function where the amount y of radioactive material is reduced by 1/2 over a certain period of time t. Material M has a half-life of 50 years. If there are 800 grams of radioactive material M, which of the following best represents the decay equation? Okay, so we have y equals the initial number, suppose it X, times half, and we have a certain period. It means that at the time over t over n. Okay, so the initial number, it will be 800 times half raised to the power t over 50. So the answer is C. Okay, question 16. If there are 800 grams of radioactive material M, then how much of this material would remain radioactive after 200 years? Okay, substitute on the equation. So we have that y equals 800 times half raised to the power 200 over 50. So it will be 800 times half. Can use calculator. Okay, 20 divided 5 equals 4. It means it will be 800 times 1/16. So it will be equal 50. So the answer is B. Question 17. And this is geometry. In the XY plane above, the area of triangle OPQ is 3. What is the value of K? Okay, we have the area, so you know that the rule of the area for the triangle, half times base times height. So half times the base this length from 0 to k plus 1, it means k plus 1 times the height, this is the height, which equals k equals 3. Okay, so multiply both sides times 2, so we have k plus 1 times k equals 6, means k squared plus k minus 6 equals 0. You can factorize, or you can use the calculator. Note 5(3). And k, 2 and 3, negative positive. So k equals 2 or k equals negative 3. So we have k is greater than 0. So k equals 2. So the answer is A. Question 18. A circle in the XY plane with a center from 0 passes through the points 7 and 4, which is following the equation of the circle. Okay, we have a circle. Okay, or circle. Yes, with center 4 and 0, so we can write the equation of the circle: x minus 4 squared plus y squared equals the radius squared. How can we find the length of the radius? Using the distance rule, because we have a point which is 7 and 4 pass through the circle, pass through the point, so it will be 4 and 0 using the distance rule. So the distance, which is the radius, equals y2 minus y1 whole squared plus x2 minus x1 whole squared. Okay, and this is x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay, so it will be the square root of y2, which equals 4 minus 0 whole squared plus x2, which is 7 minus 4 whole squared. So it will be 4 minus 0 equals 4 squared, which equals 16, plus 7 minus 4 equals 3 squared, which equals 9. So the square root of 25, which equals 5. So the radius squared equals 25. So this is the answer. Question 19. The graph of the function f is shown in the xy plane above. Which of the following is the average rate of a change between x equals -3 and x equals 6? You know that the average equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And we have x1, this is x1, and this is x2. From the graph we can find y1 and y2. Okay, x1 equals -3, count, -1, -2, -3, so y equals 3, so we have y1 equals 3. Also we can find y2, when x equals 6, this point, so y equals, count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so y2 equals 5. Plug in the numbers. So y2 equals 5 minus y1, which equals 3, x2, which equals 6, minus means plus 3, so it will be 5 minus 3 equals 2, and 6 plus 3 equals 9, so the answer is A. Next question. Emily traveled 60 miles on the highway and 16 miles on the local roads to reach her destination. On the highway, she traveled 30 miles faster than on the local road. If her speed on the local road is 20 miles per hour, then what was her average speed in mile per hour during her entry trip? This is great. You know that the average speed equals the total distance over the total time. We have a rule that is the speed equals distance over time. So we can say that the time equals distance over the speed. Okay, and we have two times, one of them on the highway and the other one on the local road. So let T1 for the highway, so it will be 60 over the speed. You know that it's more than equal the sum of 30 and 20, which equals 50. Using calculator equals 1.2. Also we can find T2 for the local road, so it will be 16 over 20, which equals 0.8. Then we can find the average speed for all the trip, which equals 60 plus 16, the total distance over the total time, which is 1.2 plus 0.8. Will be 76 over 1.2 plus 0.8 equals 2, so it will be 38. So the answer is D.